Succession planning is not a buzzword. It refers to the identification and development of potential candidates for critical positions. The key to succession planning is forecasting workforce needs and developing competencies to meet these needs. It connects important positions with individuals capable of assuming the responsibilities through recruitment strategies and employee development. This video was developed to provide you with an overview of succession planning and to help you begin thinking about workforce planning, along with pointing you to the resources available from the HR website. Which of the following best describes your attitude toward succession planning? A. It's very important to me and it informs my business decisions. B. I think it's important, but I don't know where to begin. C. I'll get to it later. It's not as essential as my other projects. D. It's a waste of time and I don't see how it affects my day-to-day work. If you answered A or B, the following strategic tools will allow you to build a workforce plan that supports the accomplishment of your team's mission and goals. These easy-to-use resources integrate solutions to succession planning challenges like impending employee retirements into your daily operations. If you answered C or D, you're not alone. Succession planning can often feel unrelated to daily work. However, today's aging workforce reprioritizes succession planning, and nearly 20% of ODOT's workforce is eligible to retire at any given time. Even though retirement is a consideration, it's not the only component to consider for succession planning. You should carefully consider all of the following applications of succession planning into your daily work. First, succession planning informs immediate decisions. Are you going to hire a new employee this year? Every new hire provides the opportunity to fill current or future workforce gaps. Hiring within a succession plan framework builds the capacity of your division to effectively handle the loss of employees in critical positions. Your new hires today should be able to develop skills and expertise to support vacant critical positions in the future. Do you have employees who would like to take on more challenging projects or more responsibilities? Every employee interested in professional and leadership development provides an opportunity to engage in succession planning. Every training, rotation, certification, presentation, and project builds your employees' competencies and equips your team to manage through workforce changes. Opportunities for meaningful development support business results. Is your team working on a project right now? Right now, employees and managers can incorporate succession planning strategies into current work, projects, and processes. Simply by recording how an employee completes a project could save time and resources for the next project and provides instructional materials for any new hires to that position. Today's work allows you to identify individuals with potential for development. A manager that assigns work through a succession planning lens can efficiently identify employees for a critical project should an emergency need occur. Succession planning supports ODOT's ability to provide a safe, efficient transportation system that supports economic opportunity and livable communities for Oregonians. In 2014, the Secretary of State issued an audit report evaluating ODOT's succession planning. The report highlights the many challenges ODOT's Highway Division will face in the coming years, including an aging infrastructure and unreliable sources of funding. Without comprehensive succession planning, ODOT faces a decrease in quality, an increase in incomplete projects, and further turnover. According to the audit, the lack of succession planning seriously compromises ODOT's ability to effectively meet Oregon's transportation needs, and the state asserts that without an effective succession planning strategy, ODOT cannot meet its goals. So what will be your legacy at ODOT? Without comprehensive succession planning, the important work you do today may not have an impact after you've left the agency. If you're retired today, would your years of work remain sustainable? And would your projects reach a satisfactory close, or would the projects remain incomplete without an individual prepared to assume the responsibility? Succession planning ensures that your contributions to the work continues by capturing and transitioning skill and knowledge before employees depart. Succession planning is critical to your success as a manager and to ODOT. ODOT HR has created a manager's succession planning guide for your use, and it's available from our website. We want you to implement the succession plan that works best for you, and you'll find these succession planning resources in the Manager's Toolbox within the Workforce at ODOT section. The guide is comprehensive and flexible, and it contains a series of exercises that concentrate on one aspect of the process. While each exercise builds off the previous one, you may choose to start anywhere based on your workforce assessment. The overall goal of the guide is to provide you what you need in order to create a planning strategy that includes realistic and tangible goals. Through a careful assessment of your workforce, you'll be able to do the following. You'll assess positions critical to the functions of your team, division, region, or agency by identifying position competencies. You'll meet with employees to discuss goals and identify what development is necessary in both the short and long term for potential success into critical positions. You'll be able to assess gaps in your workforce. You'll identify individuals capable of assuming critical positions during a critical vacancy. You'll align a succession plan for current and future business needs. There's the opportunity to evaluate your succession plan and adjust competencies, employees' goals, and recruitment strategies if necessary. And you'll develop recruitment plans targeting the competencies needed to best fill the positions. Succession planning is the essential groundwork to maintain the day-to-day work and support appropriate workforce strategies. It's important to acknowledge that succession planning will vary slightly across the agency. Different resources, organizational designs, and business focus all mean succession planning should be flexible and adaptable in order to accommodate varying needs and achieve business continuity. However, there is a general framework that the agency can use as the basis and guide for succession planning activities. The succession planning resources in this guide will follow 4 steps. The framework involves the acronym AID: Assess, Identify, Develop, and Evaluate. Let's start with Assess. In order to identify the fundamental competencies, you've got to identify what you're trying to accomplish, right? This raises the question of exactly what is your team's mission and what are the core skills needed to be successful. Grounding your succession plan in your team's mission produces concrete succession planning solutions that will support and sustain ODOT's future. In this step, you're encouraged to think broadly about the future needs and challenges ahead for ODOT, including considering your bench strength. A comprehensive assessment here will ensure that there is a ready bench of capable candidates for every critical position. The next letter I stands for Identify. The guide contains worksheets to help you identify the critical positions based on criteria such as specialized knowledge or retirement eligibility. Included with Identify, you'll find exercises for identifying internal talent to help you move to D, which is Develop. The guide not only contains information about employee development plans, but best practices for developing knowledge management strategies, and those focus on ensuring information is captured from outgoing employees. Having a knowledge transfer strategy supports retaining institutional knowledge for which some crews is critical. So here's an example. There are certain sections of a mountain pass where the highway contains spots that rarely warm up, leaving slick areas. Local crew members know where these spots are, and they know when to apply extra salt or de-icer. If this knowledge isn't passed along, accidents could occur. The last step is Evaluate. This isn't a one-and-done exercise. You'll need to evaluate the efficiency of your succession planning efforts, and the guide will help with that. Remember, at the beginning of this tutorial, we asked you a few questions and mentioned that if you answered C or D, you're not alone. That statement is true regardless of your answers to the questions. The ODOT HR teams are available to assist you with your workforce and succession planning efforts. Your divisions have people dedicated to helping you identify critical competencies and gaps by running reports, gathering data, helping you analyze and determine succession planning solutions for success. Working together in collaboration will create success for ODOT and support a stronger Oregon.